Laker. Yesterday, LA filled that donut hole in their lineup by agreeing to a 2-year deal with center, the former #1 overall pick. Ayton had worked out a buyout with the Blazers because he wanted to play for a winner. He's one of only 4 players to average 10 points and 10 boards over the last 4 seasons. With that, we bring in NBA reporter Dave McMenamin. All right, Dave, what more can you tell us about the opportunity for DeAndre Ayton now that he's a Laker?
Christina, this was a mutual need for both Ayton at the stage of his career he's in, and obviously the Lakers needing to find a center, because we saw the way they lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert completely dominating in the closeout Game 5, with the Lakers not having a center on the court. Ayton's about to turn 27. Think back just a few years ago, he was leading a big part of the Phoenix Suns team getting to the NBA Finals, but the Suns gave up on him 2 years ago, and there were certainly some questions about his dedication and his overall serious or lack thereof approach to the game. But Scott Brooks, who's an assistant coach for the Lakers, he was an assistant coach in Portland. He vouched for Ayton, believing that he can help get the most out of him in LA, and he shares an agent in Bill Duffy with Luka Doncic. Doncic has a relationship with Ayton going back to the 2018 draft when Ayton was #1 and Doncic was #3, and certainly that agent, Bill Duffy, helped facilitate the move to get the Lakers their center, and now we'll see what they do with a couple more roster spots to figure out.
Yeah, didn't get the most of him last season either, only playing in 40 games. Now the Lakers will be hoping he can be a consistent presence here for them. Meanwhile, LeBron James opted into the final year of his contract on Sunday. There's been a lot of speculation in the last few years about his future. Dave, what have you been hearing?
Well, first of all, LeBron's enjoying his summer. He's still paying attention, I'm told, to the moves that the Lakers have been making in free agency. It's not just Ayton. They signed Jake LaRavia to a 2-year deal, a wing forward with some defensive tenacity and playmaking skills on the offensive end. He's back in Northeast Ohio. Spent some time with his high school teammates, and obviously his charitable efforts are still very much part of his life, and it's centered in Northeast Ohio and in Akron. But listen, I talked to Bronny James on Sunday at the Lakers facility where he had just finished a practice with the Lakers Summer League team. Bronny said he hasn't been paying any attention to the speculation that's out there, and he said he thinks the Lakers are going to be a lot better and improved next year compared to this past season. Well, how does that happen? I don't think that's Bronny talking about a team that would not involve his father playing in year 23 for the Lakers. So again, if you read the statement from Rich Paul, it was about, in the moment, LeBron James wanting the Lakers to improve so he has a good chance to play winning basketball every night next season. That DeAndre Ayton move certainly was a step in the right direction, but the Lakers are still looking to possibly trade for another center, look for some shooting and point guard depth as well.
Like father, like son, keeping their priorities straight. Dave McMenamin on SportsCenter. Thank you.
You got it, Christina.
All right, let's continue on the LeBron topic, and we bring in Landscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. Double D. You heard Dave McMenamin talk about Rich Paul, talking about LeBron. Rich Paul also said that 4 teams have reached out to him about LeBron. Do you think LeBron James finishes his career as a Laker?
So if this is LeBron James' last year of his career, then yes, he will finish his career as a Laker. After that, it is anybody's game. No, he's not getting traded this offseason, not getting traded this year. Let's throw that noise out there. But after that, who knows? The Lakers are concerned about trying to make sure Luka Doncic sticks around, and they're ready to get into the Luka Doncic era. Who knows what the LeBron-Luka marriage will look like this year? Who knows what LeBron even wants for his last year in terms of that last shot to win a championship, and if the Lakers are even positioned to do that, and if other teams are positioned to do that. I'm not leaving anything off the table for LeBron James, who is now entering a time when he is on the last year of his contract, going to be a free agent for the first time, where he is, does not have a 1-and-1, where it's not really up to him about what happens this year. I think that we're in a situation that's uncharted territory for LeBron James, and for him to pick out this last year for what he wants to do, who knows?
Okay, so let's continue on to talk about the future. There have been iconic Laker duos in the past. I mean, Magic and Kareem, Shaq and Kobe. Look, Luka, LeBron now. Once LeBron eventually moves on, who would be let's say, the dream co-star to pair with Luka Doncic in LA, and why?
So we're talking dream co-star.
Yes.
Anybody you could pluck out from
Yes.
the league or from anything. We're not talking about salary caps or anything logistics. It's got to be Jokic. These guys are like a buddy cop movie that's waiting to happen. They go out, they hang out together. They always doing little pranks on each other. They're like best buds. And what's better than a dude who just wants to ride his horses and another guy who wants to just hang out and they go out and win championships because that's just how good they are. Luka and Jokic is prime time TV, whether it's Lakers or anybody. Just seeing them together, being great, hanging out, being sort of nonchalant about how they do things as they do it. Who would not want to see that?
It's Step Brothers NBA version. I love
There
it.
you go.
Welcome to SportsCenter. We are in the height of NBA free agency, 4 days in. You know what that means? Our senior NBA insider, Shannon, is here alongside Christina Alexander. I'm Brian Custer. Listen, we're 4 days in. Shams has got the sale. News is always breaking. We know that the Lakers have finally got the center. They went and got DeAndre Ayton. What can you tell us? What does that mean for them going forward, considering Rich Paul has already come out and says LeBron wants to play for a championship caliber team this season?
It means it's a step in the direction of trying to build that championship quality team again. Rob Pelinka, the team's president and general manager, he's been saying since the end of last season that we need a center, we need a lob threat, we need an anchor for Luka Doncic, and now they get the #1 pick from the 2018 draft, the same draft Luka Doncic was in. So now they have the #1 and the #3 pick in that draft. So you get DeAndre Ayton. It's just the start, though. They get Jake LaRavia as a wing free agent. They're still working to shore up their front court depth. I'm told they're in talks with multiple free agents on bringing a center to Los Angeles as well to back up DeAndre Ayton. So we'll see between now, the next several days, look for them to potentially lock in another center.
All right, speaking of different talks, let's bring in Anscape senior writer David Dennis Jr. to this conversation. And David, how much does DeAndre Ayton move the needle here for LA in your eyes?
Okay, let's start with the positive here. Yes, he is a center. Yes, he's better than Jackson Hayes. Yes, he may get you 10 and 10 a game, and he's a lob threat for Luka. If you're a Lakers fan, stop listening to me after that, because I don't have much more good to say about what DeAndre Ayton is going to do in terms of raising the level of this Lakers team. This does not make them a contender, of course. This does not make them really that much better, because we have so many questions about DeAndre Ayton, especially when it comes to looking at what he left behind in these two teams. There's been a lot of questions with Portland and Phoenix about his desire, about his maturity, about how he is in the locker room. And you're coming to a Lakers team where they're trying to win now. LeBron wants a championship right now. Luka is trying to figure out if he's going to stay with this team. This team is in flux a little bit, and added the fact that J.J. Redick has a short leash on players if they don't show that toughness and tenacity that he's looking for. I'm not sure if this moves the needle in the right way, and we may be looking at towards the end of the season, this moves the needle in the wrong way for the Lakers.
All right, we'll have to see how that pans out. Sean, back to you, because there are a number of free agents still looking for homes. I mean, Chris Paul, Al Horford.